Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Back again with a Zoom podcast, and this time I'm here with UK rapper from Leicester, CompreHend. How you doing, man?
What's happening, brother? I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, good, man, good. We've been having a couple of problems getting the connection going. I'm pretty new to this Zoom podcast thing. I normally do them in person, but it's quality to be able to reach further, and get people from different places.
Yeah, it's sick, man. It's very useful. It's my fault though with my Wi-Fi situation. Man.
Yeah, these things happen. I've got mine obviously plugged into the computer, and it's plugged into the wall basically. So like, it's
Yeah, that's probably the best one.
Yeah. But yeah, nice one, man. Well, it's just a pretty laid back sort of podcast we do. Like, just chat about sort of your music, what you've been up to, sort of let the people learn a bit more about you. So yeah, man.
Yeah, but
You've been busy with music just now, doing stuff.
yeah, man, always working. I was saying before we had the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've recently signed with some management. So they're pushing me at the minute, grafting, getting everything ready for next year.
Ah, cool, nice one, man. So you got like a management team and stuff helping you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got a couple of boys from Birmingham. Shout out Aiden, Brad. But yeah, they're basically through their like connection, they're helping with like funding and stuff like that. So just trying to help me take it to the next level. Really, I think they saw the potential, and yeah, that's something they wanted to help with. So I'm grateful to them.
Yeah, nice one, man. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I was just chatting to my missus about doing this podcast, telling her and saying, like, this guy deserves to be noticed, compared to...
Yeah, I appreciate that, but you know how the social media game is, bro, man. It's long and draining, bro. So I'm hoping with the help of these lot, I can focus on the more important stuff.
Yeah, just pushing your stuff all the time, eh? It takes so much time out your hands.
Yeah, man. Yeah, at one point I was posting 5 times a day on TikTok, like twice on YouTube Shorts, once a day on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's draining.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's the same just with the podcast, trying to get it off the ground, like sharing the link everywhere, just like spending so much time going through groups and pages, and yeah, it's madness.
I hear you, bud.
Yeah.
It's always harder in the start, innit? And then after a while, the algorithm starts picking it up and pushing it out.
I think what I was just thinking about, like your talent, I think it's like a sort of breath of fresh air in a way, because being Scottish, we like a lot of like English rap as well, and it's, the originators are really what we all love mostly. I think in Scotland we're very like lyric based, so we're like, so that's what you brought my attention, and rappers that are more so when it all started, not started off, but literally kind of with like Roll Deep and Kano and people like that, they were technical.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And it's like it's kind of getting not so technical anymore. The English scene, a lot of the mainstream artists are. Yeah, it's quite lazy.
Yeah, I hate that about rap at the minute.
Yeah.
I would, if it was up to me, it would be a lot more lyrical.
Yeah, man, totally. Well, it's good to. I saw a comment on one of your videos. Somebody had said something about like somebody come and take Eminem's little bro home or something.
Oh mate, that's not even like skimming the surface of the abuse I get online, bro. It's crazy.
I thought that was kind of like a diss and a compliment. Like,
yeah. I know what you're saying. It's a backhanded compliment, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll talk about a controversial one. I saw another one. Somebody saying something about your ginger hair or something, and like I've always been dead against that, because like ginger hair's a strong Scottish root, and I've always been like, I hate when I hear people like taking the piss out of somebody with ginger hair. I'm like, man, that's like a cool fucking gene, and
yeah, I think because gingers are genetically mutant, I think people say something they don't understand because we're a bit different. We're not very common. You know, I think that's the
normally got like a fire inside them too.
Yeah, the hair represents the soul, man.
Yeah, totally. Like I've had a lot of friends with like ginger hair, or just you would say redheads or gingers, and normally they don't even mind being called ginger hair. Do you know, like ginger, red haired?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know loads of ginger people who go by Ginge or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
There's guys up here like that go by the nickname Ginge, literally because of their ginger hair, and that's their nickname. You know what I mean?
yeah, it annoys me, bro, because like in school I'd get bullied for being ginger, right? But then, like as an adult now, people are like, "Oh, you're not even ginger. You're strawberry blonde." And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, no. If I had to take the rap for this shit, I'm gonna own it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally, man. Aye. And oh, quite another controversial one. It's not the same. I'm not declaring this is the same. But another thing I've always thought about is like, how come like racism's such a big deal that we can't be talking about like people's skin? It's totally fine to talk about someone's genetic hair color. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I,
as
I
you
know what you're
say,
saying, man.
school.
That one is a fine line, but
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're saying.
yeah. It's not race or anything, but it's a genetic thing that you're born with that you can't just. All right, okay, I'll change it then. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and I think ginger people are a lot pastier as well. So I think in some ways it is kind of a different race, isn't it? Because we can't tan because we've got no melanin. So it kind of does tie into the skin side of things as well. Isn't it? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's yeah. I'm not at all comparing it to like yeah the issues that people have had in the past. And
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not in comparison with race at all. That's why it says
mm,
that at the start. But it's a similar sort of like issue that it's genetic and you can't change it. So it's like,
mm-hmm.
yeah, but society seems to think it's
But
okay. Even TV will make a joke about it. You know what I mean? Like, society seems to think it's okay. Like,
I don't mind though, man, because I think we're moving into a bit of a snowflake era, innit?
yeah. Well,
So I'm all for a bit of light banter and poking fun at people and not taking life too seriously, innit?
yeah. I'm the two man. I'm the same man. Everybody getting offended at all sorts, and it like people have always got offended. That's just life. You get offended by things, and like you might say things, other people get offended. It's fine, eh? It's
Oh,
cool.
100%.
Yeah, and when I realised it was like everybody's got to like everything. We've all got to like everything, eh? You know what I mean? Like you're not
Yeah,
allowed.
that's not realistic at all.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you're not allowed to dislike anything. Well, maybe you
Yeah.
are. I
Or,
don't know.
or, or express your disgust.
Yeah. You're not allowed to express your dislike or any reason why you dislike something. But yeah, it's crazy. We're going into conspiracy
Yeah, it's a
stuff now.
weird world we live in. Before I forget, bro, have you heard of the Scottish rapper who's called F.A. Ransom?
F.A. Ransom, yeah, man, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I rate his shit.
Nice, man. He's Aberdeen, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know
I,
him.
I was listening to him years ago, but I think he came on the rap game UK as well, and I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah, man. He's always pushed his stuff really well. Had a good like
yeah,
professional attitude towards his music, and my friend Mata, he knows him fairly well. I think he's done stuff with him, like in the industry sort of stuff. Have you heard of
yeah, man.
Have you heard of Mata?
No,
He's a Scottish rapper as well. He did a
I mean
lot.
maybe to be fair,
To be
I,
fair,
I, I normally get put on to these by people telling me, and so maybe I've checked out a couple of his things. But
yeah. But to be fair, he's been doing it for years. He's getting older now, so when it was probably like 10 years ago when he was really at his peak and on BBC Radio a lot. Went down to London, worked with people like Skipper and Jimmy Snooks and all these people.
oh, nice. What are they like? Underground hip hop artists?
Yeah, London rapper. He did something with Kalashnikov.
Oh, sick.
And he did some really big things. Say like 10 years ago, he was really moving. So that's how he got to know Ransom FA because they were both sort of moving in the same circles and that. So yeah,
Yeah, it's a weird one. The rap game, like they would bring up age because like people expect you to have like blown up like early 20s or whatever. But like then you see like Pete and Baz in it who are like in their 60s and 70s
yeah,
and
man.
just started touring and that.
Oh, it's.
Like, it gets me gassed. Though.
I remember people were posting a video online years ago, like probably up to 10 years ago or something, of Jest, and someone had recorded them delivering the mail. So, and this was like
Okay.
a big deal. People were like, this video went round, and folk were like, "Fucking hell, Jest is delivering my mail," And it was like, yeah, like he's not a millionaire, man. He has to have a job, eh? You know what I mean?
Yeah, just because he's like one of the hardest lyricists doesn't mean he's rich, innit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember thinking, I've always worked, eh? You obviously work as well, eh? You, like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, you have to, man. Until music gets to the point where it passes the income.
yeah,
But then, even then, I'd probably still work, try and double it to invest it to get like financially free quicker.
yeah, yeah. Totally, man. Yeah, yeah. So it's totally normal, like, this fantasy that rappers are just chilling in the studio all day long, but not making any money.
Oh, bro,
Uh,
the amount of people that I like catch up with that I used to go to school with, or like just bump into, and they're like, "Yo," they basically treat me like I'm famous, right? Some people.
mm,
And with that comes this expectation that I'm like mad rich and I've got my life perfectly together, and like all of this, and it's like, no, I'm a mess. I'm just good at rapping, innit?
it's always funny when you meet someone like for the first time, like just now, and just watching your videos. You look really professional, man. Everyone looks really good, and aye, and
Yeah,
it's
I appreciate that.
just chatting to you now. You're just a normal dude, eh? And
That's it. That's it. But I think that's a blessing and a curse, you know. Some people get further because they have this like superstar complex, but then I think everyone loves to see like a genuine guy succeeding. So
yeah, yeah, you're right. That complex, that superstar complex, will make you think you're capable of everything, eh? But when somebody makes it big and you find out their background on the TV and stuff, you respect them more. Like, you know,
yeah,
sim, sim,
facts. Lewis Capaldi is a good example,
yeah, yeah. And I was going to say,
or Ed Sheeran as well. They all seem like pretty cool dudes, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, they're just like normal guys that have hit it lucky, like basically hit it lucky. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
it,
facts.
it's a big game of luck because there's tons of really skilled artists out there, eh? And it's a battle to.
Yeah, I don't think either of them are too like exceptionally unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no.
I think they're just smart on social media, nice guys, so they've probably made a lot of connections and hard working.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah. Um, there's not many that stand out against other ones. It's like everybody. There's a level of good quality rappers. They're all. There's not many that stand out ahead of other ones really. Some people just go mad about an artist, but I think it's more hype than. So people are like, oh, like Storm. Oh, Storms is so great. Storms is this, and it's like, yeah, Storms is not like the best. Like, you know, you're like
No, he's all right.
yeah, he's
Um,
got some skill and he can spit, but he's changed his style a lot, hasn't he? He's doing a lot of singing and stuff. But um,
yeah, man. I think someone probably along the way has been like, right, you need to portray this to get to X level,
yeah,
and then I think his real like soul side of it is coming out these days.
yeah, yeah, and also when you make it to, he's a superstar, man. Over in America, he's big and everything, eh? And when you make it to that
Yeah, yeah,
point,
he's killing it.
yeah, you start um, going your own sort of world, really, eh? And he's going the way he really wants to go, I suppose, eh? Yeah, so
Yeah, man. I love to see it. Some people get pushed too much by their label in it, and then end up dropping shit that ain't them just because they're told to, and they've got to drop it by a certain date. And shit like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're having a good random chat here, man. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, that's
Just
just what life's about, bro. Chatting to new people and that, you know.
if you've got anything really important you want to say, like, feel free to just tell me anything you've got in your mind. But at the end, we can see what you've got coming up. Make sure people keep an eye out for it and stuff. But yeah, we
Yeah,
can
sounds good, man.
just keep chatting, eh?
Mm.
So how old are you?
Guess.
Whoa, 24,
No, older.
28.
Yeah, bang on.
Aye, 28. Ah, nice,
Yeah.
man. It's always good to have
What
you.
about you?
We'll have a guess.
Uh,
Coming back.
I'm gonna say, is that white on your beard?
There's a bit of white on my beard. That's going to give you a
I'm
little
gonna say 31.
41.
41.
Yeah, man. That's what,
Looking good, Chief.
yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
the skincare routine is, keep it up.
Well, I was going to say Well, we've both got the same thing then, because I thought you were like 24. I was being quite kind too, because I was thinking he could be younger than that. I was good.
Yeah, no. See, I'm getting to the point now where like smell 30.
Yeah,
So like I need shit to like start happening.
it's
But
good.
then
It's good to
like
hold your
I
youth though.
spoke.
Like to hold your
Say
youth.
again, sorry.
It's good to like hold your youthful looks as you get older, especially in the game you're in. Because I'm 41 and
Yeah,
I was still up on stages in my 30s and that, and I didn't look like
facts.
a 30-odd-year-old guy. You know, I looked in my 20s.
Yeah, man. Well, I was listening to an industry speak in Leicester, and Beneo was there, and I think he said the song that blew him up. He didn't drop back till he was 35, innit?
Mm.
So when he said that, I kind of breathed a sigh of relief, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still make music now for fun. Still enjoy doing it. Don't really release anything
Yeah,
seriously anymore, but I more sort of produce stuff these days. So if any of my mates or that are wanting anything done, I'll happily produce stuff for them. And yeah, my head's not in it for pushing the music anymore. So I'm just. But if someone wants to do something with me, I'm happy to like produce a whole track or an EP for them, and then they can push and do what they want. And then it's quite exciting because it's like, cool, I've got something out that someone else is pushing. It's not really my album. I've got work on it though, so it's quite cool. So yeah, I'm happy with
yeah.
that
I
these
think it's
days.
one of them. If you love it, you'll do it forever, innit?
Yeah, yeah. I think I realised at a certain point, I'm not stopping this. I think in my 20s, I was like, by the time I'm 30, I might just quit it all and do something else. And then I was totally like into my 30s, going, nah, probably my 40s. And now I'm 41. I'm like, it's just not gonna, it's not gonna stop. You know what I mean?
Nah, man.
I don't want to now. It's like, and then I realised you're not just doing it to be big as well. You're doing it because you enjoy doing it. And it's like, and I said to somebody, it's like people that play golf. They don't just stop playing golf because they can't be a superstar golf player. They love playing golf. It's like, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I think music for me, yeah, it gives me structure, routine, something to stay focused on. It literally is the anchor to my mental health.
Yeah, yeah. Where have you? Would do you think everybody's different? Like, would you have been a bit wild without music? Would you went down the wrong path maybe?
Honestly, I
Yeah,
can't even fathom the world like as what I'd be doing
yeah,
if I didn't have music. Like I'd sit there sometimes and question what do like people who don't have a passion or a hobby, what do they do all day?
yeah, yeah. I know. I used to think
You know
that.
what I mean? I'm like, I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah,
If
when
I sit there and do nothing for like 2 hours, 3 hours, I start getting angry and anxious. I'm like, I need to be doing something to progress myself.
yeah, I think that's common in lots of people that make music. I'm totally relate to how you're feeling. I'm self-employed
Yeah.
too, so I run my own business. Like I do signage, signs for like shops and
Oh,
vans,
sick.
and yeah. So I just literally work from here. This is my studio and my workshop, and yeah, it's quality of. But I'm 41, so it took all these years to really be able to do that and not have to go to work anymore.
41's a good age to be self-employed, man.
Yeah, yeah, to finally
I know, there's people in my office who are like 65
mm,
who are still just like
grinding.
jobs worth
Hmm.
to the company.
Mm.
And it's like, yo, this company doesn't give a shit about you.
Yeah, I know.
If you cock up tomorrow, they'll sack you.
Yeah, totally. And it's
You've got no like skills that you can use to go somewhere else and do something, except for like administration or whatever.
and people like us with that sort of mentality, other people think it sounds like a lot of work. I say other people, why don't you start your own business or that? When they're upset about something, they're like, oh man, that sounds like a nightmare. And I'm like, well, it is a bit of a nightmare, yeah, but eventually you just keep at it and the business grows. You get more customers. It takes a while. It is hard, but once you just keep doing it, as I say, I've been self-employed about 8 years now, and it's took about 8 years to just get stable, to be like safe financially.
Comfortable, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's mad, but
No,
instead,
it makes sense, man. Because like you got to ask yourself, would you rather spend 10 years working in that job that you bitch about every weekend, or would you rather chuck that 10 years into something you actually care about
yeah,
and like live off the fruits of it ten
yeah.
years later or whatever?
I've recently got into a lot of listening to Bob Marley a lot. Never been a big Bob Marley fan, but I've had my mate come stay from Tobago. I've got a friend, that's who was on the channel. You'd see his videos. And he got me mega into Bob Marley when he came to stay for the week. And since then, I've been watching documentaries and everything. And I've always kind of thought the same way that he talks, and it strengthens it in me that, like, do you go and get a big massive career somewhere? You're gonna just die. You're just experiencing yourself on this life, you're just gonna experience life. You're gonna live and then die and experience what you want. And if you want a big career, then cool, go and do that with your life. But if you don't want that, you don't need to go and do that. You can do something else, and you can survive and enjoy your life. So
Yeah, that's the thing. It feels like a lot of people forget that we're only here once, innit?
Yeah,
And I don't know if that's like they kind of fall back on religion. They're like, yeah, I'll probably come back as a different life or whatever. And it's like, maybe.
Yeah.
But,
That's
like,
how I like
I'd
to say
rather not
that.
take that chance.
Yeah, I like to say that I wouldn't say I believe in God, but I wouldn't say I don't believe in God. It's like, in fact, if anything, I hope there is something. Like, hey, that'll be quality if there is something.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, totally.
But I ain't banking on it.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't gamble on it. So make the most of what you've got just now. And then if you make the most of what you got just now, and there's something after, you're gonna be like, yes, scored twice.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
And if there's nothing, then it won't matter because you won't even know. So it's cool.
Exactly, bro.
Man, this is some deepness. This is cool. This is what the podcast
It's got
is
to be
all
done,
about.
bro.
We all just
That's why they call me CompreHend.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally on the same level too. Me and you agreeing with most things. We'll not get too deep.
Yeah,
down,
man, definitely.
We'll not go too deep down rabbit holes though.
No, that's yeah. We'll take that for time and place.
I'm actually gonna get. I've already got other pals that are into like conspiracies and stuff. They're like, "Let me come on talk about conspiracies," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to do that too much. I want to keep my channel as well."
Yeah, that's it. And if you start tilting it that way, it gets a bit political. And like you say, you're better off just keeping it general chat and seeing where the guests steer it.
Yeah, totally.
Things like that.
Yeah, I'm getting I get a wide range of different people on too, so not just music people, but because I've been involved in music, I know tons of music folks. So there's lots of music people on the podcast, but yeah, I've got a guy in America wanting to do a Zoom one, and he does his own podcasts on how to like build your own business and make it sustainable and all this stuff. And he's like, "Would you be interested to do a podcast talk about businesses and stuff?" I'm like, "Sounds cool, man. Let's do it."
Yeah, I'd watch that one, but I'm always looking to
This guy
try and build that kind of side of things.
Yeah, I think he's an expert in business building, and he runs his own podcast teaching other people how to build a business and make it sustainable and all. I was like, yeah, sounds cool, man. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I find when people get to a certain level in their thing, they're more than happy to give back.
Oh yeah, totally. If not, I think that's the key, isn't it? Like, if you're going to be really successful in your life, tell other people how you did it. It's like, because you've done
Yeah,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm like really successful, right? But I've got this guy who I knew from years ago. I hadn't really spoken to him a lot, but he's an artist as well. He's called Jay Dagley. And he worked closely with me because I have a secondary like business called Homophobe.
All right.
And I basically use it to help brand new artists with like artwork, distribution, how to promote their music, stuff like that, social media, that sort of thing. He was the first guy who actually listened to me, and he ended up getting his song as like BBC Introducing Track of the Week.
Ah, nice.
I haven't even achieved that yet.
Yeah.
So I was so desperate.
Have you been?
But yeah, he's so grateful, man, and it's so nice to like act on what you've learned and see it succeed for someone, and like I'm happy for them and they're grateful to me, and it's just a lovely fucking exchange, yeah, man.
Yeah, totally, man. Positive vibes. Spreading the positivity. So have you done any BBC introducing things at all, or they?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I've had loads of songs played on there. I've been on for like 3 interviews with Dean Jackson, who's the BBC introducing East Mids,
Yeah.
And I also did a show for them in Nottingham, at Leicester Rough Trade.
Ah, cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm cool with Dean. Like he's a nice guy, man, and he's always willing to help up and coming artists.
I would have thought you would have you definitely should have done some BBC introducing stuff by now, because I mean you're
I
well,
have, bro.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't really make songs for the radio.
yeah.
You get me? Whereas my guy Jay, he's trying to be a bit more pop than me.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of being an underground artist, speaking on things that are a bit controversial. So I don't often expect my stuff to get big radio play.
Yeah.
Um, I try and aim more for the socials and social media algorithms and that.
Yeah. I've been on the BBC Radio Scotland introducing a couple of times, but more pretty much as like producer and like hype MCing. I've done tons of MCing myself and done little EPs and everything over the years, but mostly I've always been like producing for someone, and then when they performed live in clubs, I was just hyping for them, so because I was already a rapper anyway, and I was producing the music, so I knew their verses like backwards, and so it always worked well. So two folk that I did a lot for was a guy called.
Hype men are hard to find these days.
Yeah, and
I don't know if it's an ego thing or what, but everyone just wants to be doing their own thing. They don't want to be. I for one love fucking hopping on stage for any reason.
Yeah.
Like, and if I know your songs, I'll be your hype man. I don't give a shit.
Totally, man. Aye. One of my two guys I did a lot of sort of hyping for. Was like my best friend Mad Hat. He still does stuff now, but I used to sort of hype for him on stage, and I'd always know his lyrics. And then Wardy Burns, that's another guy you can find. He's totally stopped making music now, but I produced like a whole album for him. It was on all the platforms and all that stuff. And Wardy, he actually had a cool line that I used to perform with him on stage, and he said something like rhyming something about you've got a shit hype man, and he's got the best hype man in the world, and that, and he'd always reference me because he could stop rapping. There was one time he had like a cold and a sore throat and shit. He's like, I'm still going to do it. I could tell he was struggling, so I would be spitting like 6 bars of his rap while he was having a minute, because I knew the whole thing. And then I could look at him and he'd take back again and give him a little break. And it was like, man, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's why you need them, though. Because I'm asthmatic, bro. So I'm out here doing these 40-minute hour sets. And the only break I get is in between songs. But you can't just stand there silently on stage in between songs while you're catching your breath.
Yeah.
So then I have to sit there and talk to the crowd and kind of use that as a way to catch my breath while hyping them up. To then go straight into another song where I'm like going for like 40 minutes straight, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, and when it's live, you have to do it kind of louder in a way. You're using more breath and everything, So
you have to move around as well.
Yeah, totally. Aye.
You get me? Whereas if you're in the studio, you're just stationary, and you could chop in between takes if you want. You do it live, it's not the same thing.
I was chatting on another podcast before. I was once in a group with 4 of us, 4 MCs, and we made like a group, and man, that was like a walk in the park all the time. 4 of us on stage together. It was like, it's like watching the Wu-Tang, They literally, the MC doesn't really need to work that much, does he? He's because everybody's backing him up on stage. And so, and also
that's it.
You did
having 4 hype men.
You did your rapid verse. You could write the most rapid verse because you knew you were only doing that verse, and then you were just hyping the other 3 until the end of the track. And then the next track you could do another rapid verse and just chill for the rest of the track. Man, it was like a walk. You could literally get half drunk, like you know what I mean? Because it was that.
Yeah. I like that though. Because like when I am like 3/4 of the way through a song that's fast, and then I double time it, and I've already told the people before that song that I'm absolutely knackered, and then I nail it. Everyone's like, "Yo, this is sick!" Like,
yeah. Oh, again.
It's actually a physical challenge. You get that?
Yeah, totally, man. And it's the breath control, and that's you've got perfect. Your pronunciation and delivery is perfect, It's like flawless.
That was one thing I was trying to keep, because I think a lot of people have commented on that. So even when I'm doing double time, you can more or less understand every word. Whereas I listen to some artists who do double time, and it just sounds like blah 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 blah.
Yeah, totally. I'm not even a
fan.
fan.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of rappers that rap so fast it's almost hard to understand what they're saying. It's like double
Yeah.
double
You know
time.
what? You know, like some drum and bass MCs
Yeah.
when they're like skibbing a bit, and I'm like, that's not even a word, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You're just making a noise because it sounds good.
I think you probably quite like some of the rhythms in that, eh? But like
Facts, yeah.
I think all proper hip hop rappers and that I think that way probably, because they're making us, as you say, literally and I love watching.
Yeah, I prefer a bit more substance, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious. I'm not dissing them or that, like, but it's obviously different, and it's different to us, when we see it, because it's not the way we would go about performing raps. And another one I quite enjoy watching is the guys that do the like really fast techno. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
But I still am quite. Sometimes they're so fast and technical. I quite enjoy watching it, going, man, that's a skill. Like,
Yeah. But it's the same with drum and bass artists. I don't hate it. It just it fits for that crowd because they're not really listening to the lyrics. They're too busy like off their head of ketamine or whatever, just skanking out. You know what I mean? They don't even see what you say.
Totally, man. Aye, and that big.
As long as it sounds cool.
Yeah. And when you're wasted in the club or mosh pitting about, and the guys just you're liking that, man.
You're like, oh hey.
Amazing, man. Well, I've had my wee time warning on the screen. We've got about 6 minutes left on the podcast, so I don't know if there's anything else really to bring up. I keep wee notes in front of me that I use on most people, so like I don't know. You can maybe talk about any plans you've got, any videos you got coming, or anything you want people to look out for. Or
Yeah, man. I mean, right now I'm trying to build like my TikTok. So I go live on TikTok every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. It's a show I call Comps World.
What do you call it?
And I Comps World.
All right, cool.
You know, like short CompreHend.
Yeah, Comp World.
Comps World, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Comp World,
so I do that every Thursday. I'm trying to do it more often. But yeah, that's CompreHend official. We just hit 14,000 followers, so I'm trying to keep that up. Also got an EP coming out early next year. Got some massive features on there, but I'm not going to say too much right now. So look out for that. But short term, I've got loads of freestyles coming out. I've got a feature with a London grime artist called Lady Shocker. She was on which thing Jam I had back in the day, Lord of the Knives.
What was her name again, man?
Lady Shocker.
Ah, cool. Yeah, it just cut out.
Yeah, she was on Lord of the Mics.
Ah, nice one. Yeah.
So me and her have got doing a sick video.
Ah, cool.
Coming out. But yeah, man, just loads of stuff, man. I'm always working.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
But the main thing is obviously follow me on the social at CompreHend Official. Yeah, man, I post regularly. Always working.
Yeah, I think that's how I've came across you online, because you're just always posting, eh? You come up on my newsfeed.
Yeah. And
I say quite often that I don't sit scrolling my newsfeed, so it's quite soft. I just switch on like Facebook or something, and you're there, eh? And I'm like, oh, is that a video or something?
Good, that means it's working.
Yeah, man. Totally.
We're slowly taking over the world.
Oh, man, yeah. Algorithms, eh? Nightmare, eh?
Yeah, they're a pain in the arse, man.
Do you do a lot of
blessing and a curse?
Do you do a lot of it yourself, or do you do many paying for boosted posts and stuff?
No, do you know what? I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
I was doing it probably 2 years ago, but I was dumping all my spare cash into it and getting nearly no result.
Yeah.
So now I've just, I don't know what I've done differently really, but consistency, high quality content, and good bars, I guess.
Yeah. You got a good
and
have a good following, man.
Yeah, thank you, bro. And on like TikTok, I just do like duets and stuff with like people whose stuff's popping off. Put my own little spin on it. That normally does quite well. I did one with the Pete and Bad.
I saw that one,
They
man.
dropped. Yeah. So I think that did like 330,000 views.
Yeah,
So on
nice.
TikTok,
Ah,
and most people who did that duet got like views similar.
hmm I think,
So I'd say to artists, definitely look out for like doing duets and things on TikTok.
I just saw like a short of it on YouTube, and
Yeah, man.
even that short had like 110,000 views.
Yeah. It popped off on YouTube and TikTok, man. It just did very well.
Nice, yeah, good stuff. Those guys are legends too. Those two old guys.
Yeah, man. I respect them because my mate met them, and they do actually spit all their shit live.
Yeah,
They are bouncing around the stage like madmen, and apparently they write most of their own shit.
that's amazing.
So I can't knock the hustle.
Yeah. It's funny that they're a lot older. We've got a couple of minutes left, but we'll be quick. It's funny that they're a lot older, but hip hop isn't quite old enough for rappers to be their age yet. So give it
Yeah,
another 20, 30 years. There may be lots of
we'll have
guys,
loads of sick old boys.
yeah, man, sitting in the bus stop or sitting in the pub going, man, I used to be a big rapper, eh? Like, shut up, show me. Like, hold my walking
That's
stick.
the thing, man. I rate it.
Yeah, man, cool. Well, I think we covered most stuff then, eh? There wasn't much else to go on. It would be amazing to actually meet up and do a proper podcast in person. Good quality and
Yeah,
everything.
we'll have to, man. Probably start of next year on the warm up to my EP
Mm-hmm.
as part of the promo campaign. We'll link up, bro. I'm trying to do loads of podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
get on different channels.
Cool.
I should have a SBTV coming next year, so I'm trying to promote that as well.
Nice one. Nice. And
Yeah, man. So it's looking like a big year, people. So I know it's only the middle of this one, but lock in, people. There's lots to come.
yeah, definitely. Pay attention to this man. That's why I've brought him to the channel. I don't know how
I
aware,
appreciate it, bro.
not sure how aware the Scottish heads are of you, eh? So a few of them.
Hopefully a bit more so now.
Yeah, well, a few of them check this channel, so hopefully they'll go and check you out now. You might get a few more little subscribers here and there. Who knows?
Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Right, well, man, I think we should call it quits before it cuts us off. So that's us just about to run out of time. So big up to CompreHend for coming on. Thanks a lot,
Thank
man.
you for having me, brother.
It's been amazing. We can do another one of these as well, right? We'll wait a wee bit more and maybe got some news. You can just hit me up, jump on any time you want, man.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, cool. And thanks to everybody for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
Much love.